Hello, it was Power here with a review of the Kamen Rider Ghost DX Ghost Driver. Obviously, this is the main transformation device of Kamen Rider Ghost within its series from 2015 to 2016. Obviously, I don't have the box because I got this used via Kotetsu Toys, which also explains as to why I actually have this incomplete, because I did not have the Gamba Rising card that is included in there because I forgot it came with one. So I sadly don't have that, but it is pretty cheap to get. Maybe I'll try to track it down. Anyways, the package includes the Ghost Driver itself, along with the belt straps, and our two gimmicks for this series, the Ghost icons. So we will take a look at those later, as we will take a look at the Ghost Driver itself, because we will actually take a look at this. So the Ghost Driver itself is a really interesting device, as it's obviously very ghost-like-esque and such. Obviously, it's supposed to give off like a really like spooky kind of look due to its nature and such. Obviously, you see a really giant orange handle with bolts to it and such. I apologize for the lighting. I feel it's a lot darker than it needs to be, but or it's a lot brighter than it needs to be. We have this really nice cover that's actually separate for the box, because this is the main base of the Ghost Driver, where all the electronics and such are. And as you can see, the inner design of the Ghost Driver is really neat and such. It's obviously where you're going to insert the icons. This is where they lock in, and this is where the LED panels are, and these are the pins for the Ghost Driver. This is the button to drop the face or the cover, the back of the Ghost Driver. Without the cover, this is like a really thin driver, and this requires 3 AAA batteries, LNR. The lever, when you pull it out, these pins retract, and then when you push it in, they come out. And this is obviously the speaker for the Ghost Driver. Then the cover for the Ghost Driver itself is obviously, this is a pliable, like the front, it's obviously a really pliable front piece of plastic that obviously kind of like shields what like the inner details of what the Ghost Driver actually is, because as you can see from there, it's basically a face such, which is really interesting. Obviously, you can do a mod of just unscrewing these and such to remove the cover to technically make the prototype version of the Ghost Driver, but you know. And basically, you got these 2 pegs again, as these things control the eyes, the eye shutter and such, which is pretty interesting. So to put these 2 pieces together, you simply hold these 2 buttons down, and then you want to line up this section of the Ghost Driver to here like so. Let go, and then, you know, once you got it hinged in like so, just simply flipped up, and now you got the Ghost Driver full look, which is a really bulky driver, but it makes sense just because to accommodate the size for the ghost icons and such. But basically, you know, lever in and lever out and such. It's a really interesting gimmick of like just the eye shutter and such. Yeah, again, we've been kind of basically just breezing through these. Obviously, we get the belt straps, really, you know, unique belt straps overall, because it's not necessarily neon orange, but it's definitely a bright orange, and it's like semi-transparent, which is really interesting. And then we actually do get a new buckle piece for the Ghost Driver to obviously accommodate for the design. As you can see, there's a bunch of bolts, and just, you know, it's in like the similar gunmetal plastic that like this base is entirely in. Obviously, you would know this mold gets reused heavily later on, especially when we look at the belt piece in the back. As you can see, this is literally in the shape of an icon and such. Obviously, this piece gets heavily reused as the, within build in 01. So, which I get it, but it clearly worked a lot better in this series. But, simply just peg those in like so, and then simply slide the buckle like so, lock these two in, and here we have the full look of the Ghost Driver, which I really do like overall. It's really nice to actually have like an orange strap and just some orange on the driver, because that's like really neat overall. But yeah, let's take a look at the Ghost icons. So obviously the gimmick of this series were, like I said, the Ghost icons when someone wants to focus, which is obviously just miniaturize 8-ball-esque eyes and such. I've already talked about Ghost icons back in 2018 when I covered the surprise future set with Newton, which we will cover in this set as I promised. So I won't go over much of what exactly an icon is. I might as well do a better description of what they are. But or I don't even talk about what like the gimmick is supposed to be. But as you can see, this is the Ori Ghost icon, obviously the main icon that Ghost or Tucker transforms with. As you can see from the top, you get this nice holographic sheen with the sticker. Obviously, you get the icon face of Ghost, the name, and the lettering, or the numbering. And obviously, it's in this nice like gunmetal gray plastic. Here's the QR code for Gomberizing. I think it's... no. Butabuso became a thing near the end of the series. Then we get the pin for Ori Damashi, which is 01, which also states that here. And then, obviously this side is stationary while this side you pressed in. So obviously you get the iris of the Ghost icon. Obviously it's black signature, signifying that this is for Ghost. And we get the numbering panel, or the letter / number panel. Obviously this is G. Then we get the transformation panel with the Ori Damashi face. Then we get the Omega Drive panel. So yeah, they're really fun at just like clicking through and such, because it's really springy. That's what makes these really fun and such. As to the differences between this one and the pre-release version, like the 100 yen version, it's just the QR code. Other than that, they both function the same. Next up, the second icon to be included, the Edison Ghost icon. Obviously the same base as the Ori Ghost icon, just now in the yellow. The top, as you can see, we get Edison's face, Edison's name, the numbering. Then you get the pin down there, QR code 04. Then the panels, so the iris, number 02, as it's a part of the Great 15. The transformation face, obviously light bulb. And then the Omega Drive, again, light bulbs, because Edison. I am Edison. Yeah, that's basically it with the Ghost icons. So let's use all three of these within the Ghost Driver. Right, so let me get the framing situated. So with the Ghost Driver, the on and off switch is down here, and like so. We get the name activation, to which we get a white LED pulsating through, which is really neat. And obviously, what the Ghost Driver does when you don't insert an icon. So when you can like, you know, pull in and out the lever. Obviously it doesn't do much. And then press the button up here to open up the driver. You get the standby, and you can still utilize the lever. And then you can close it up like so. Doesn't really do anything. So let's transform into Ghost Oridamashi, like so. So what you want to do is press the icon once to the numbering. Then you want to slot the icon within this section of the driver like so. You want to kind of follow this gap, and then you want to press it in until it's secured within the belt like so. So once you get that, you know it's secured, and now close it up. So now you get the transformation standby, and to complete the transformation, just simply pull the lever in and out. So there you get the transformation of Oridamashi, which nicely emits an orange LED, and nicely doesn't, quickly like fades out and such. But overall, the icon within the Ghost driver is really neat overall, and the look that the icon gives the driver is really cool too. So then, like from waist above, you can actually see what icon you have and such. And obviously, like I really like the pun of icon and such, because obviously the icons switch between icons and such, and obviously their eyes. So I think it's really clever on their side. We do have two finishers, so when we pull it out once, we get a standby until we push it back in. So there we get the Omega Drive, or a Omega Drive and such. And then when you do it 3 or more times, you get a second sound, the Omenema. So yeah, basically the Omenema just allows Ghost to like summon a big icon. He only did it once. So now let's Ghost change. So obviously to do that, just simply press the button again, pull the icon out, and then put it back in its iris state. Now we're going to take Edison, put it the number in, slot it in, and then close the lid like so. And now you can actually pull the lever out right away to replicate the proper way of transforming. So there we get the transformation of Edison Damashi, obviously having lightning and like such because lights, and I really do like how it's yellow, obviously to emphasize Edison. And obviously we get these same attacks, so I'll only do the Omega Drive. And then last but not least, we'll do Newton. Four years in the works, originally 2. Yeah, and there's the transmission of Ringo Damashi Newton Damacy, which I really do like it overall, because basically it's just talking about how dropping an apple from gravity and such. Now, okay, the Omedibas, you're supposed to land it on the Damacy face, but I'll show that, you know, again, you can do it up to like more times and such. Also, just to show the Omega Drive face. Yeah. You get that sound when you close up the driver when there's no icons. So I really do like that they carry that tradition off of Drive. Of just having like a closing phrase. Because I really did enjoy that in Drive. But yeah, overall, my thoughts on the Ghost Driver. Obviously, this by itself, not as a whole yet, because obviously I'll talk more about that obviously when we get through this, but the package, the base package overall, I really like it. I always kind of admired the Ghost Driver. I did think it looked funky, but like, you know, actually just seeing how it functioned and such, I just thought it was like really unique. And like Ghost icons as a whole are just really fun. Like they're really simplistic, but like they get to the point of like what they show. Because obviously it's like, you know, this is like a standby, then this is the transformation state, and then you get the finisher, and then you get another finisher with this. Like, you know, these look aesthetically pleasing. What they do in the driver is pretty unique and such, because like we've never really had a clean looking driver and such. Because I really do like the fact that like the driver itself opens up for you to insert the gimmick. I really like that the driver didn't have to sacrifice anything because of the gimmick. Yeah, like it's bulky because of it, but honestly, like I think it's alright. That's that. Obviously, again, it's really neat that, you know, we do get 2 icons out of this, because, you know, this was the last driver to actually give us 2 items at once. But plus, if you got the surprise future set, you got Newton, or you have Newton on you. So if you just got this and the surprise feature set, you already have like 3 ghost icons and such. But like overall, the sounds are pretty cool. I think like just the play pattern is really fun, and like just I think this is just a really unique toy overall and such. Again, I can't be heavily complete about my opinion just yet, as we still have lots of things to go through, but like as a base package, the Ghost Driver is really fun. So that'll have to do with this review. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people.